The Trio 28 can be a best friend for photographers who shoot with mirrorless cameras. It's an ideal all-around lens. Depending on your camera's focal length multiplier, it acts like a 42 or 56 millimeter lens would on a full-frame camera, but it's actually 3 lenses in one. Turn the dial on the front of the lens and choose from one of the following styles: Sweet, Twist, or Velvet. The ability to change looks on the fly makes this the ideal walk-around lens. No need to carry a camera bag and other lenses. When you want to travel light and get the Lensbaby look, just put the Trio 28 on your camera and go shooting. But make sure to carry an extra battery and memory card. Here are some tips for using the Trio 28. The edges of the frame will be blurry. Therefore, make sure your subject or focal point of your image is in the center of the frame. Choose the Sweet setting when you want sharp detail in the center of the image. Choose the Twist setting when you're photographing a subject in front of foliage or a textured background. You'll get the best results when your subject is separated from the background by between 8 to 12 feet. The most pronounced twisty, swirly bokeh is achieved when the background has a distinct pattern. If you photograph your subject with the Twist setting and your subject is in front of a solid color background, the image will be sharp and it will not have the twisty, swirly bokeh. Choose the Velvet setting when you want a nice ethereal glow in your photograph, much like vintage images. Choose the Velvet setting when creating portraits. Choose the Velvet setting for artistic photos of flowers. The Trio has a minimum focusing distance of 8 inches and is therefore suitable for portrait photography and some close-up photography. The Trio 28 has a definite stop for each setting. Twist the dial between settings to get a unique double exposure effect as shown in the following images. The Trio 28 has a fixed aperture of f3.5. When you shoot in bright light, you won't be able to get proper exposure unless you use a neutral density filter. I use a variable neutral density filter like the image on this slide. The Trio 28 has 46 millimeter accessory threads into which you can insert 46 millimeter filters, such as a polarizing filter or neutral density filter. You can also use 46 millimeter close-up filters with this lens. If you don't own the Trio 28 and are thinking of getting one, Lensbaby offers the lens in a kit with 3 46 millimeter filters, an 8-point star filter, a neutral density filter, and a circular polarizer. If you own legacy optics and have the 37 to 52 millimeter step-up filter, consider purchasing a 46 to 52 millimeter step-up ring for this and the other optics that use 46 millimeters, and then use 52 millimeter filters for the Trio 28 and all of your Lensbaby optics. The Trio 28 is an extremely versatile lens and is suited for the following subject matter. Landscapes. When you photograph landscapes with any of the Trio 28 settings. If you use the Twist setting, make sure you have a prominent object in the center of the frame, such as a boulder or a tree, and a background consisting of trees or other non-solid objects. Pets. The Velvet setting is ideal for dreamy pet portraits. Choose the Sweet setting when you want detail. The Trio 28 is also a great choice when you want to create portraits of your two-legged friends. Flowers. You'll get great flower images with any of the Trio 28 settings. The Sweet setting will give you sharp detail, and the Velvet setting will yield a dreamy flower image with a subtle glow. If the flower is separated from a background of foliage and stems, try the Twist setting. I often photograph a flower with all settings and then choose the one I like best when processing. Details of commonplace objects. The ability to focus as close as 8 inches makes it possible for you to photograph details of subject matter such as ornate doorknobs, fruit, table settings, headlights, fenders of vintage cars, and so on. Your only limit is your imagination. The following images were created with the Trio 28.